Lalush is taking the entire map. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including the main mining bases. Really only 2 and a third coming up for Jinro. But Jinro has been pretty cost effective here. Let's look at unit losses. Actually, you know what? The Zerg has been the most cost effective. That actually surprises me. But another nice little drop. This is just trademark Jinro dropping all over the place, keeping his opponent from doing what he wants. So the advantage that I thought Lalush was going to have may be eliminated. Does not look like he'll take this down. Look at the army size. They're both about maxed out. We see more drops going down from Jinro. Wow, just constantly harassing Lalush here. This has got to be extremely annoying. Well, one thing about this style, it sometimes just prevents your opponent from formulating a game plan because he's just reacting to attacks non-stop. We even see one Marine left here by Jinro. This plateau has just been Jinro's second base all game. Little front line attack from Jinro. Spine Crawler's not that strong at this stage in the game. You can see they do not benefit from any sort of upgrade. And 3/3 Marauders stimmed will tear through buildings like Swiss cheese. Spine Crawlers being Spine Crawlers are just not going to stop Terran infantry at this phase. So Lalush is just going to have to come up with some other plan, and he is. He's got Overlords with Ventral Sacks. Gonna do a drop in Jinro's main. Does Jinro know about it? Let's see here. Doesn't it? Well, it appears he does know about it. He's returning to some forces. This is not going to be good for Lalush. We're gonna have stimmed Marauders ready and waiting for the drop. Slow this down a little. Yep, Marauders still completely annihilate Roaches. So Roach is just not the greatest unit to mass ever since the food nerf. Not when your opponent has infantry, especially Marauders, of course. So I think Lalush is going to have to go for a higher tech solution if he wants to have a chance here. However, if he loses this entire army, well, he does have a lot of money. He can replace it, hopefully, with something more effective against Marauders here. Meanwhile, Jinro just putting on the pressure with his small forces all over the place. We can see that Terran infantry with medevacs are actually quite supply efficient. I mean, here we have, you know, 50% of Jinro's army here and several here, all significant forces, and the Zerg really has to pool his entire army to take on some of these, you know, like a force of this size from the Terran. So yeah, the advantage here on a big map for Terran is that they are able to deploy drops that do a lot of damage and are very hard to kill with those medevacs healing. Look at this. I mean, the Marauder is just pitching a tent here, camping out, roasting some marshmallows. Is he gonna die? Yep, finally dies. Okay. Lalush just dropping down some creep out of spite after losing his entire drop. These medevacs will not die. I have to think just getting some units to I was gonna say just getting some units to take down all these medevacs would be fantastic, and we do see some corruptors being made. So I'm not sure yet if he's going to go for Broodlords or simply wants to use these. Yep, he is going to go for Broodlords. Roach Broodlord combo, pretty solid. Weak against Vikings, perhaps. Let's see if Jinro has any Vikings. Not at this point. Just 9 medevacs, 2 tanks, 40 Marauders, and 25 Marines. I mean, when the Terran has 40 Marauders, your only choice is to go Broodlords, I would say. Marauders of that number will shred Ultralisks. Pretty much all Zerg ground. And here we see the Broodlords coming in. Roach is burrowed. At this point in the game, the Terran has a ridiculous amount of ComSat energy. So I expect this only to... Well, there goes a ComSat. I expect this only to work about once. The old burrowed roach trick. And they are scanned and all slaughtered here. Ugh. So another heavy blow to Lalush. Broodlord's doing a lot of damage. Roach is finally on burrow, but about half of them were killed. We see they're still at 2-2 thanks to that nice snipe of Lalush's lair earlier. These tanks are way out of position and going to die. Jinro picking up his forces. Looks like he's going to abuse the immobility of the Broodlord and just send his army somewhere else. Zerglings. 1-2 Zerglings. I have not seen any Banelings this game, but really not a great choice against Maurader. They're alright, but against extremely large groups of Marauders, not that great. As long as the Marauders kite the Banelings. Well, this looks like this expansion will be taken out. Jinro definitely, I would say, he does have the upper hand, besides the fact that these Broodlords are doing a number on this expansion. Look at Jinro's resources. If we look at Lalush's resources, pretty similar. Looks like he's going to take the Hydra Den down again. Just attacking all over the place.